right, everybody. Good morning to you all. How are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. I hope your family is feeling well. It's a wonderful Monday morning to be alive. It's a wonderful Monday morning for you all, not just to be alive and just be here and be present, but to move together as a family. So, welcome to Family Morning Transformation. My name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. I am a speaker. I am a board certified Christian counselor and a family restoration specialist, family coach, however you want to put it. I come to help you and your family transform. And I believe every family deserves transformation. So, with that warm welcome, hopefully it's warm welcome. Welcome to Family Morning Transformation. Listen, I do these every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I give different topics. I give just little insights for about 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes to give you something I believe is going to help you and your family grow. I just believe, before we get into the topic today, I just believe in family. I believe family is the cornerstone. Even if your family is not perfect, I believe that you and your family is your cornerstone, and your family should be your cornerstone. It should be your foundation. But I do recognize that everybody's foundation is not the same. My foundation could have been totally different than somebody else's, and I recognize that. So today's topic is that I want to talk about: what does your family's foundation look like? It might be a part one, part two, or I might just leave it as here. But that's the topic that I want to talk about today. Now, what does this have to do with your family? Again, everybody's foundation, everybody's background is different. Everybody's family dynamic is different. But when we're talking about this, what does yours look like? What has it been looking like for years? How did you grow up? So that's what we're going to talk about, because how you grew up, what was the norm in your house? If you didn't have an opportunity, and a lot of haven't, to change that, then you're continuing what was going right. And a lot of cases, not most, but many cases, you're following what's wrong. So we're going to talk about that for a moment. So let's dive into this. And I want you guys to share this with someone, because I have a program called the Family Transformation Program to help your family get on track or to get back on track. And the reason why I'm bringing it up in the beginning of my session is because when I talk about this, I'm hoping that what I give you is going to help you say, man, I need what that program has. I need what DMP Speaks has, because my family's foundation hasn't been great. So I need you guys to share this with someone, and let's dive into this. Your foundation should be something that is very important to you. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. For my foundation was love, appreciation, togetherness, the consistency, and most of all, God, because we went to church quite a bit, right? And when I was younger, I was like, man, this is a whole lot, but I appreciate my parents being and having that mindset to not only take us to church, that we'll start to get an understanding of who God is to our family, and then eventually starting having my own relationship, my own covenant with God to know who He is. But again, everybody's foundation is not the same. I'm talking about people that went to church just as much as I did or more, but it depended on what went on in the home. Excuse me. What family situation went on in the home, how things happen, and when they happen has a lot to do with your upbringing. So again, even if you didn't go to church, a lot of families that I knew didn't go to church, they still had a wonderful life. They still had a good family disposition, Again, everybody didn't have it. A lot of people dealt with trauma when it came to manipulation from their parents, right? Verbally being abused, physically, emotionally, psychologically being abused, being talked to any kind of way, arguing, yelling, screaming, cursing, things being thrown, divorce, new people in your life. A lot of people have dealt with these situations. And because they have not changed, or they felt like that was their norm and they got comfortable in it because they said, well, I made it out, but you didn't change. You grew out of it, you grew from it because you got older. But that doesn't mean because you got older, things that you dealt with got dealt with, right? Things that you have problems with, that there were some solutions. There were no solutions because if we can be honest, some of you right now are dealing with some issues from your childhood. So again, what does your family dynamic, what does your foundation look like? A lot of times it's not great. It's not great because there are things right now as parents and adults that you never had a chance to deal with, you never had a chance to overcome. Because you didn't overcome, you put those same limitations that your parents put on you, you starting to do that and to your child, and you don't even recognize that. You don't recognize it. And that's why I'm talking about, what does your family's dynamic or foundation look like? Because it's all predicated on what happened to you. Let me ask you a question. Has anybody, I'm talking about to the parents right now, has anybody even asked you, and they knowing your situation, or just plainly asked, how did you grow up? What happened in your family when you were 6 and 7 and 12 and 16 and 19? How did you grow up? Did it affect you in a good way or a bad way? Were you heard or were you put to the side? Were you valued or were you devalued? These are the conversations that we need to have, parents. Because if you're doing the same thing that was done to you, I won't even call it a generational curse. You can call it a generational curse, and sometimes we throw that phrase around. I would say it's a generation of abuse. It was generation of, well, this is what happened. It was nothing I could do. And again, maybe your parents. It's a negative lineage thing. Maybe your parents' foundation was horrible. And because their foundation was so horrible, all they could do is live through it as well. But nobody took the opportunity to say, well, we don't have to live like we did when we were younger. And I'm not going to do this to my kids. And a lot of people have changed because they made a choice. They made a decision. We have to clean up certain things in our family's closet. I'll say it again. There are some things in our family's closet that we need to clean up. And if we don't clean up those areas, we start to suffer, or we continue to suffer. And the foundation of our family will never grow like it's supposed to. We will never get to the level that we need to because we're continuing that negative trend in our family line. Somebody got to break it. Somebody has to be bold and confident enough to say, this can no longer go on. This cannot be the standard. Even though this is the foundation, we need to probably uproot this foundation. We need to uproot this family dynamic, and we need to start over. There's nothing wrong with starting over. It's never too late. If you got breath in your body, if you got ability, there's nothing wrong with starting over, especially if your family is going to benefit from it. Now, if you're just starting over and you're not taking it seriously, hey, that's what's going to happen. It's never really going to be a change because you're not committed. But if you're committed you're committed to your family and you're ready to see a change, I'm offering you an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm offering you an opportunity to change your family's lives forever. I'm giving you an opportunity that you might not have had before. And that is my program called the Family Transformation Program. I want to transform your family from wherever it is right now to somewhere new, transformed, renewed. You're never going to be the same again. Don't you want that for your family? I know that you do, because I know you are tired of how things have been. You want your family's relationship with each other, not just out in the outside world, in the four walls of your home. You want those things to be better, but you can have the will to want to do it, but you got to have the action to really make things stick and move. So I'm encouraging you today to sign up for my program today, which is called the Family Transformation Program. You will not be disappointed because I believe every family deserves transformation, and I have some tools. I have some worksheets. I have some things that I feel is going to happen, and it's going to help you and your family be the best that you have ever been in your life. And I mean, I guarantee that. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Guys, take it easy. I want you to take this time. This is the holiday season, and we spend, I don't know why I'm saying this like this, but we spend a lot of money on gifts, and there's nothing wrong with getting gifts and being nice and showing love. Well, beyond the gifts, tell your family that you love them. Tell your family members that you love them. Tell your children, your grandchildren. Children, tell your parents and grandparents that you love them. That's one of the greatest gifts of all, beyond the physical gift. That verbal gift, that touching, that feeling, to be able to have that togetherness, to have that great family dynamic, even if you have never had it or it's been limited. Take the limits off of your family and grow like you're supposed to. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Check me out tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you ever have any questions, you ever have concerns, if there's a topic that you want me to talk about at Family Morning Transformation, I want you to email me at dmpspeaksllc@gmail.com. Please, I have 10 slots open for this program. You do not want to miss it. I'm going to show you some information, but guys, check you out tomorrow. Peace.